Town of Log Lane Village notice of special meeting, October 23rd, 2025. The time is 6:33 PM. 202 Birch Street, Log Lane Village, Colorado 80705. At any meeting, the potential exists in an executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-402, Section 4, to discuss such things as litigation, personal matters, property transactions, conferences with attorneys, security matters, or any protected information may be called. Roll call. Here.
Kelly Wumble.
Here.
Melissa Smith.
Here.
Cajun Tismain. Josie Lopez Rodriguez.
Here.
Robin Maston.
Yes, here.
Angie Vick.
Here.
Okay. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Special meeting, line item 1 is to discuss employee matters and citizens' concerns. So we've had a few different matters come up regarding a couple of our employees that I think we need to take a moment to discuss and see if we can come to some kind of an agreement regarding what is going on, or maybe we need better clarification amongst our staff, as well as ordinances for the citizens. As you all know, you guys had those last week. You've read them. I'm not going to reread them. So that is what line item 1 is for. Angie, do you want to start, or?
Where do we want to start at?
I would suggest that we start with, well, we have one of the citizens for the complaint that was written on October 4th. So I do have Angel Scherer here. Would you like to approach the podium at this time, Angel? Well, this would be the moment to do that. Yeah, so if you want to approach the podium. And then if you can state your name and your address for the record, please.
My name is Andrea Shearer, Angel, at 106 Linden Drive, London.
Okay,
Okay, it's concerning Officer Pedro Malona.
okay.
I have some things here. And there's more of this. So do you want me to read them all?
Well, are they just from you, or they're from other people, or they're just complaints?
There's from me, and they're just, name is signed on. It could be a witness.
Victor, your husband?
He's
Yes,
my
or
partner.
your partner, I'm sorry. Okay. Victor, do you want to approach the podium as well? That way you both can.
You want to get up there? You can.
Okay, can you approach the podium, please? And you don't have to read the complaints word for word unless you would like to. If you kind of just want to brief us on what the complaints are on regards to.
It's concerning Officer Pedro Malona not doing his duties and operating and performing his responsibilities in this town of Lovely.
Can you be specific?
For one, he's got a lot of issues. And then you call dispatch, and he comes to you, come to you and, instead of being civil, they'll yell at you. And sometimes I don't care and, mind your own business and it's not your business. Is that specific enough?
Well, yeah, we just want to hear specifically what led you to
Okay.
write the complaint.
The complaint is, there's weeds in this whole town, number
Mhm.
one. And it hasn't been addressed to the community of this, the residents of this community. And they're still high. I don't know if he's done this, performed his duty or not.
We have an ordinance officer,
We do know.
that does, yes, that he goes around, he's actually in the academy now. So he goes around once a week and he addresses the issues that he sees. It's hard for him to make it through the entire town, but he tries to focus on the places that need it the most, like next door to you, 108. He did, yesterday,
That's been taken care of, the weeds. The weeds have been taken care
okay,
of. There's other issues there.
okay.
And-
Can I finish for you? But he did address, some ordinance violations yesterday. So your neighbors there will be before the judge, I believe November, December. We didn't have enough time to get him before the judge before this next court appearance. And he addressed things like the fence that was put up without a permit, the dogs, the refuse, everything over there. We want to address as much as we can because we want everybody to be happy here. But with just having, Alec doing ordinance once a week, like I said, he tries to get as much as he can done in the time that he has, because we've also got him in the academy. And when we notice things, like the other day, Robin noticed, some people had to walk out into the street over, because their weeds were hanging over the sidewalk. We called, Anthony, because he was on duty. Anthony went over, addressed it, and they took care of him.
What about, another concern? When automobiles are driving without insurance and license plates?
When if they're
The
caught
neighbors?
driving, I know that there's a vehicle next door to you,
And they're doing
that doesn't.
Every day.
There's a lot of things going on here that Pedro is missing. I mean, we see it. We see
Okay.
people messing with the mail. We see people driving fast. We had somebody messing with their mail last night.
Yeah.
They lifted the flag up, they put their drink inside of it. They're messing with the mailboxes.
Mhm.
They're driving fast up and down our lane,
Okay.
Well,
we can try to,
I mean,
Patrol
Pedro, he
more
can't
over
see
there?
it if he's sitting in that alley,
well, he's not always sitting in the alley. I know, I mean,
you have to drive around, you gotta see what's going on.
I
mean, we
fully
see it.
agree.
We see it all the time.
Mhm.
He drives by my house all the time.
I drive everywhere, she just don't.
He flashes lights at me, I wave at him.
I mean, I got admin stuff, I got a problem with the cabinet cadet right now, I do paperwork, I do everything. I can't do everything, there's a whole time that I gotta do by myself, I can't just sit in one specific street to.
I know with his attitude, I know he doesn't care about the town. I know he doesn't care about the people, because of what he says to us.
Hold on.
He doesn't care,
Hold on, they're talking right now.
he just doesn't care,
It's not responsible, and concerning the responsibilities of his duties here and concerning the citizens, he doesn't care. He doesn't make an effort to be responsible and take action.
Okay, so I have two citizens here that live in town, can you speak up on behalf of that?
I am not done speaking yet. Is there anything else that you would like to say? And then I will go ahead and allow others who are here to speak.
Yes, they, what about, this thing about the vaccinations and the legislations about the people on 108, not just them, there's many others and those about, who's the responsible?
So the one who's wanting to put it together, that would be Danielle from, okay,
Who's the one supposed to be checking?
checking if they're registered and
Yes.
stuff. Okay, so The cats, we don't have.
No, I know. about
The dogs,
Yes.
that is Debbie at Paws, Second Chance.
It's not being enforced.
We will follow up with that and we will have to come up because that was an agreement. She was supposed to, we did do,
We've heard that for over a year.
yes.
We'll follow up, we'll take care of it. I
Well,
haven't seen anything.
we'll have to get with only the code enforcer. It's hard to go and there's only so much that we can do when we can't see all the animals. And if they're telling us one thing, but witnesses like yourselves are telling us something else to get them to go and do it. Debbie has offered many times, like with your neighbors, trying to speak to them, to persuade them to turn over the animals, so that we can find them better homes. They're not being taken care of. We are lacking a lot of registration. So I think that's where we, as a board, have dropped the ball and not following through with Debbie, working together to get the people's animals registered.
This is going by the law, we're going by the rule,
The
but
ordinance.
there's so many of them that are
Yes.
getting away with it.
The whole town is a mess. Can I tell you that? Our town is a mess. Because there's no responsibility about this community, nobody. Pedro, I see Pedro, and there's a lot of things happening, and he's just driving around. Sometimes he's just parked at Elm Street, in that corner over there, now it's the alley. A lot. Let me tell you, I know.
I'm-
Town looks terrible. And,
It's gonna get-
they're nothing against you, but this lady right here, when she was mayor,
Of course.
this town was clean, it was being taken care of.
I think-
You know, and then when she wasn't mayor anymore,
Just went down,
it went downhill.
yes.
Well,
The
you
police
have the right
officers-
to your opinion.
You can't even get a good police officer here
Yeah,
that cares about the people, cares about the town.
there's a lot of history
You
out
know,
there.
someone a police officer that you could talk to, instead of yelling at you and say, I don't care.
Or it's not your business, never mind your business. That's one of the good sayings that he says to me and to.
That's not a good officer.
To me, that's unprofessional, irresponsible, and it's not doing his duties.
Okay,
And then playing little games,
Okay, that's
you
enough.
know,
Just stop it.
you're
Just,
playing little games with people's lives.
that's all right.
You know, trying to get them, talking to people about, trying to get them tickets and, you know,
That's enough. That's enough. I got it. I got it under control.
yeah. Yeah, you are.
So I did call Debbie
okay.
about the dogs, the neighbors, and this should have been Officer Pedro Malano's duty to find out if those dogs were registered at the time when they picked him up. He was right there, right then, and then that car was gone. I said, where's the car? You don't care. I don't care, he says. He says, I don't care. So if you don't care, what is he doing here in our town? I think he needs to be reevaluated, and I think he needs to have a mental evaluation. I'm bringing that up right now,
Okay,
and that's it.
okay. Thank you for your time. Is there anybody else here who would like to approach the podium regarding anything any concerns that they might have? Okay, if you could just state your name and address for the record.
Well, I don't live in town here, but my name is Omar Gutierrez. I live in 155 Delaware Drive out in Sterling, Colorado. So there's an incident that happened yesterday with my crew. I was doing a roof down in Juniper. And the gentleman, Howard, I think his name is. Howard?
Harold.
Harold? Okay, Harold. He ended up calling my office line and saying that my guys were going up and down the streets real fast. And I just ignored the call. Told my guys, calm down. We have one vehicle that has a little loud of a muffler, so maybe it was that. I told them switch up, go into the truck whenever you go to the restroom. They went, same thing happened. He came over to me and the gentleman was upset. He was upset. He was swearing. Officer Pedro got dispatched out there, he went out there, I met him. He showed great poise, he was respectful for the whole thing. You know, the other gentleman, he all of a sudden switched his tone. And then you had this one, his child was just, he was acting up really bad, really bad. I believe Officer Pedro has the video cam, but, you know, the kid was just calling him all types of slurs and, you know, for him to have the patience and the calm to deal with that, you know, that says a lot, You know, you got these cops that are just hungry to do something, because I was ready for him to do something. I would, you know, if I was in his shoes, you know, taking that verbal assault, and then the kid was trying to hide, saying he was on his private property when he wasn't on private property, he was on that city easement out there, and, you know, I just, on his behalf, it took a
Okay.
lot of poise for him just to not do something disrespectful
Mhm.
and get out of hand.
Okay, well, thank you for your time.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. That's right.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Omar Salazar, live on 100 Juniper Circle.
Mhm.
I have something familiar, actually similar to this story. A couple, you remember?
I don't know what it was.
I think it was a couple of weeks, I can't remember, I think a month from now, actually. Same guy, I think, came up to us while we were pushing my son in his little plastic car. And he came up to us, screaming at us. He actually was like 1 foot away from me.
Mhm.
Honestly, like, you know, that's in my personal circle, you know, so a friend to come up to me screaming like that and saying, like, he's when you're driving down the road when I was literally just pushing my son.
Mhm.
And he just comes up to me and starts screaming at me. And his son was also like 5 feet away from me. And he was just standing there like if they both were about like kind of like feet up or something like that. With aggression.
Mhm.
I told him, I was like, why'd you come with me with attitude? And then after that, I told him, I guess he snapped back and changed the attitude. He just calmed down.
Okay.
And-
We did tell Pedro, my name is Larry, sorry, by the way, I also live at 100 Juniper. We did tell Pedro he was off duty already, he was getting off duty. We did tell him about it, and he just said that he would deal with it, but, he wasn't called into it.
Mhm.
He was getting off duty, but, I mean, when we run into Pedro, he's not been nothing but nice to us.
Have you had more issues with the citizen that's,
With that citizen, no, I
No.
haven't had any more conversation.
okay,
Really. We try not to push our son back over there, just so if he tries to, I have my son and
Yeah.
I have my little cousin with me too. And she
Mhm.
was really scared.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
apart from that, that's something I can complain about. Harold? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, I thank you guys for your time, for coming. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And Naomi, can I step up a little bit?
Yes.
I'm concerning the mailbox.
Yeah.
And, that happened last night. Somebody put something in the mailbox and they found it this morning, and I go, I don't know who did it.
Okay.
So I would like Pedro, our auditor, to be watching for this, but somebody did get into our mailbox that night.
Okay.
And, yesterday when I got home, I wasn't home, I got home from there and, somebody put my mail, you know what a flag is, right?
Mhm.
Just put my mail right there. My mail, the mail carrier put the mail inside my box, but then I found some mail that's right here where my flag is.
Mhm.
So I'm concerned about somebody getting in my mailbox.
If
Temporary.
they delivered it to the wrong address, you're not allowed, like, if somebody delivered something to my mailbox that belongs to the next door neighbor, I'm not allowed to put it in their mailbox.
You're not
That's a
even
federal
supposed to do
offense.
that.
No.
But
But
if
if they
someone put
deliver it
cloud
to my
can in there.
mailbox, I can take it out, but I have to stick it by the flag or I have to stick it in their mail slot. I cannot put it in their mailbox. So if somebody got your mail, and I know the mail lady comes by my house 4 times before I get all my mail. So if somebody else got your mail, they would have taken it and stuck it in
They
the
can do
flag.
that? Is that?
Yes, they can do that. They can't put it in the mailbox. That's a federal offense.
I know that.
But they can stick it next to the flag if somebody else got your mail and went, oh, this isn't my mail, this is where it belongs.
That's my question there, but somebody is getting in a mailbox. You found that coffee malt inside our mailbox, it all smashed in there.
Do you guys
Okay.
have any like a camera or anything outside? That might be a good idea. You know, and we can do more about patrolling over there.
We need a lot of patrol in there at night. I see a lot, something happened the other day, I'm not even gonna bring it up. There was a confrontation at our home. I thought it was gonna get out of control. It was in the day. And there was some young adults.
Did you call dispatch?
No, I'm not
No?
gonna do that. That's,
Oh.
that's up to them people
Okay,
to do it. I'm not gonna get involved in this kind of problem
okay.
because there's enough problems next door.
Mm.
And we're working on that, I promise. We are working on
I
that.
already been, we're hoping to have a chat. Yeah, love the word.
We're definitely working on that because we want you to be happy and,
Well,
you
I
know, in
think
your
you-
space.
You know, that's another thing about the fifth wheel being parked right to my fence. And they're over there, having a domestic violence, cussing and everything. That is a disturbance of the peace. The dogs are going crazy all day and all night. I hate calling. I'm so tired.
I understand where you're coming from.
I hate calling. I'm so tired of it.
And we, like Angie said, you know, we're doing our best. Unfortunately, there's so many steps. This is something that we have been trying since I became mayor, is to handle those things. But, you know, when we've had turnover and we had to hire a new law firm to represent us, and it's just one thing after another. And so right now, the 200 block is for the most part being taken care of, and now we are starting with this. And Dan is here to, you know, as to speak up on our behalf, and the fact that we said, no, we're not waiting anymore. We need to continue what we started until the end, yes. So, I mean, we are, and we're just as fed up with it as you are, you know, and we don't live right there, but it is definitely an issue, and it's the priority right now.
The situation about the dogs, when there's the dogs and they're barking and they're disturbing the peace, I do have the right to call dispatch. And I do have the right to call, and you're supposed to deal with that.
You're not done the job, you never call.
Well, if you check with dispatch, you'll find out.
Well, I could if you want,
Go ahead, because I called, you said quit calling about the dogs.
I never said that,
You told me that,
I never said.
a while back, okay, I'm not gonna argue.
Okay,
I know what I'm doing.
Could I ask you one more question in regards to the dogs? So I know that Debbie took, 7.
I called Debbie yesterday and I asked her, are these dogs registered? She said, no. I go, so they're not registered.
Okay.
So that
You know, and that's, you know, good that you're letting us know now. You know, I mean, that's another citation that they can be written for. If
And
they
they
didn't already get written up for, you know, a citation for it.
Yes, see, I don't know those things, but that's another thing. A kennel has 3 dogs, not 4. And if those dogs are having babies, you gotta do something about that situation.
That's just it, is we can't, and neither can Debbie, she cannot
Yeah.
legally go onto their property and take
No,
those dogs. They have to surrender them to her. She cannot legally go over the fence and take those dogs.
I know that part. I know that. I spoke to Debbie and I, we have chatted. So we know, I know already. But what I'm saying is, there's an ordinance. And I don't care if they lie or whatever term people do, they have more than 3 dogs.
Right.
It's a kennel and they have to have a permit.
So our ordinance officer was actually there at the property yesterday. He went inside the motor home. He looked all around the property and the only thing he found were 3 dogs. That's all that he found.
That's not really, you don't think they took the dogs?
I'm just trying to let you know
Okay.
that we are checking, and that's all that they found was just the 3 dogs. You know, and definitely they should be registered. We'll address that as well and
Yeah.
make sure that, you know.
That is the ordinance. It has.
Yeah,
been forever.
absolutely. We want to uphold that.
Yeah, and we need to do it because that's the ordinance. That's a law. That's a protocol. Yeah, so yeah,
I agree.
and that's it.
okay. Thank you.
Now, could I say one more thing?
Sure.
Oops.
Oh, careful.
I wanted to ask about, the people living in the motor homes. Is that an issue, does the owner or the landlord have something to do with that, or can you work with that?
Well, it's a violation. They're not supposed to. It's a violation of our ordinance.
Did you say something about, my hearing is not that good,
Uh-huh.
at the last meeting, did you say something about that? Those people that went away were going to be moving into the trailer?
No,
You
no,
didn't say nothing?
no. No, I don't think that I think that's the trailer itself is not livable. So that's why they're living in the motor home. If the trailer was livable, I'm pretty sure that's where they would be. But yeah, well, they're not livable either. I agree, you know, but it isn't, that's what we're working on, is trying to get that, you know, because they've been there for so long. There's, you know, squatters have their own, set of laws that we have to be very careful with. And, you heard Mr. Clayton here, who was talking about all of those properties that are owned by Mr. McGalvery. So I'm hoping that they will do with all of them so that we can, you know, be rid of it.
Why Bart wouldn't come up here and take care of this problem?
We don't know that either. You know, it's just,
He doesn't care
Oh.
what.
You said he's sick.
And he doesn't care. If he cared, he would have already been here 2 years ago taking care of this problem.
Question, Naomi.
yes.
When one is living in a fifth wheel, don't you have to have a permit?
No, you can,
No permit.
No permit on a
You
fifth wheel?
can't,
you're not
it's not allowed.
allowed,
It's not allowed.
No.
You can't live in a motor.
not even with the permit.
I was just wondering about that, cause, somebody had told me this, and I says, are you sure? Because, is there gonna be any water over there at any time?
No,
I don't think so.
no.
I mean, these people, Naomi, they fight day and night. I mean, they're just.
She knows.
Yeah,
You're right next to our house.
yeah. And I truly am sorry for all the, you know, disturbances and stuff. It's just, yeah, so,
Thank you for
but,
listening to us.
I mean, yep, you're welcome.
Mayor, can I chime in?
Oh, yes, you may,
I
Dan.
just wanted, I want to say that this whole process does take time. It's the classic kind of bureaucracy, legal stuff. But just from where I sit, this board does really take this seriously. It is a priority. They can probably tell you how much they bug me about trying to make it happen. So I know that's kind of hollow to hear when you're living next to it, but I just want to let you know that everyone is on the same page here and we are trying to move as fast as we can. So
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. On to employee matters then. So we've taken care of our citizens.
So, you wanna take this one? You want me to?
Um. You can go ahead and start since it
Okay.
involved more.
So everybody got a copy of, the complaint from Travis Freeman from dispatch. We wrote a pretty detailed complaint here. And I know Debbie wanted to say some things last week. Are you?
Sure. So, I called dispatch to find out why, somebody was giving out misinformation that we don't do certified inspections here. And I was asking him if I could talk to whoever that was to explain that it was incorrect. And he said it was him. And he said that it is correct, and he said something about, Pedro. Well, I wasn't calling about Pedro. See, Travis had made a complaint on Facebook and then, bulletin board saying he was no longer going to have, give us services because, we didn't have enough cops or whatever. Then he said it, at the election, when you guys were at the election thing, he stood up and he said the same thing about he was no longer going to help the town and, dispatch anybody because we didn't have enough cops. And then he said it again at a meeting here, we made a board meeting. So he had told us he was no longer gonna, do these services for the town. So I thought he was just being a jerk and not gonna do services for us. So I asked, why are you not doing this? And, we don't have that service. We need the county to do that. And he says, we're no longer providing that service. And he brought up Pedro, and I couldn't understand why he's bringing up Pedro because this was about him, not Pedro. And so I said, why are you the only one that is not providing the service for us? And he wouldn't answer me. He says, bye, and hung up.
No, was this the only time you called him?
Yeah.
There was no conversation.
No, that's not
what you just
accurate.
said.
I have the recorded
Well, play the
conversation.
recording.
Okay.
I said, Pedro, something about,
He said.
what does that matter, or who, anyway, you'll hear it on there. Because I didn't think Pedro did anything wrong.
If you had a question about anything, well, we had no, certified bid, she did ask me specifically, if I Pedro, email me that so I can have my staff know that. And you said, good luck with that.
Well, because I thought he was the one guilty of it. And so then I, emailed the undersheriff to find out what was going on and why he wasn't providing the service that they'd asked him not to.
He's provided everything.
Okay, I'm gonna play phone call. Oops.
Hi, this is Deb Lee with the Town of Log Lane Village. How you doing?
Hello, good, how are you?
Good. I guess somebody called to get a certified bin inspection and somebody there told them to call us. Our police department does not do certified and we do not take care of payments for certified because we got to refund them. So, who do I talk to get them to understand that?
Who do you talk to get who to understand what?
Well, he called dispatch and somebody there, dispatch told him that, he had to
Yeah, he
call us
spoke with
for the
me.
bin inspection.
He spoke with me, and I was the one that told him to contact you guys.
Okay,
So,
so that's
I can have
incorrect
him-
information. We don't do certified bin inspections. If it's out of state, he has to go to the county, not here.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. If Pedro can email the dispatch center to let me know that, that way I can update our records.
Well, Pedro, good luck with that. I'm just letting you know that,
Okay.
we will continue to tell people to call you,
Okay,
okay?
in order for us to update our policies, I need it in an email or a statement, that way that I can update our policies.
We have never had an issue with this before until you today. So you must have it.
I appreciate the phone call.
See,
All right, bye.
I called because I was having an issue with him. Pedro didn't matter to me because I didn't think that it had anything to do with Pedro.
He didn't hang up on you. You said he
He
hung
said,
up
okay,
on
bye.
you.
Yeah, he didn't want to discuss it. That he was the only one not doing it.
Well, he said goodbye and hung up the phone.
Yeah.
But technically he said goodbye before he hung up the phone, so he didn't hang up on you.
No.
Well.
I mean, did you have more questions for
Politely
him?
said goodbye and hung up the phone.
But he wouldn't answer my question either.
What was your question?
Oh, why aren't you the only one that refuses to do these for us?
But you just said we don't do certified.
Yeah, they don't do certified bin.
So
We've
we're
been
not
getting
using-
certified done all this time
Mm,
through the county.
I don't know, they
It
told me
wouldn't
to
be-
call the county when we bought the
It
truck
wouldn't
in.
be, it wouldn't be Travis, it would be the sheriff department that would
Right.
do.
And I told him to go to the sheriff's department, but the first guy was broken English. He didn't speak very good English. The second guy just asking for dispatches now.
Yeah, cause you go to
The first guy
sheriff's
told him he had to go to
department.
the sheriff's.
And it's
department.
not that Travis doesn't do anything for us, Travis is on the ambulance crew. And when he came out here and said that they weren't going to do anything because we didn't have enough officers, well, they have been coming out here and they have been doing things for us. It was because now we have enough officers, but before we had nothing, so that's where all of that came from. So that was like in the way back, and that shouldn't even have been brought up,
Well, that's the reason why I thought he was doing it.
so.
So it was maybe a miscommunication, but it didn't have anything to do with Pedro.
No, Deb, on that part, that was like, you didn't know that they had been coming out here.
Right.
So when you said that when you don't do anything for us, you were wrong.
Okay. But I didn't understand that part, but it wasn't about Pedro, it had absolutely nothing to do with Pedro.
No, what he was saying on that was, it was in here.
Pedro could send an email,
Right.
stating that we don't do that.
So that they can put it in their records.
Yeah,
Right.
But
And
we
you,
had
that's
other
why
people,
Pedro got brought up.
right,
but see, we've been having people do our bin inspections.
Regular.
This one wouldn't.
You can do a regular bin. I
We
can
were
do a bin
having-
inspection, but I can't do a certified bin inspection.
Right.
There's a
And
difference.
That's what I said. We have been having citizens get certified bin inspections, and then all of a sudden now we can't do that. And we have to, they call into us all the time and ask for the certified bin inspections, and we tell them to go to the sheriff's department. Which is what I did.
Maybe
then-
there was a misunderstanding that people were saying certified VIN, but then in the end, it was just a regular VIN.
Yeah, because people don't know the difference.
Right, I was gonna say, I don't know the difference between
People don't know
a
the
certified and a
Normal bin
VIN,
inspection.
normal,
Normal bin inspection is in-state, certified bin inspection.
Out of state? okay.
No, that's wrong.
Isn't that right?
No.
Oh, then what is
Oh,
a
really?
certified VIN?
Certified bin is when you get a salvaged vehicle and you have to get a new bin because you have different parts of the car from different cars. You have to get a certified
okay.
bin, so that's the certified bin inspection
Oh.
done. A regular bin inspection is when somebody comes out of state and has California license plate and they want in Colorado, we do a certified bin, basically the paperwork, so they can bring it to DMV and DMV can give them plates because I did the certified.
Yeah, see, that's what I had to have a certified bin inspection on all of our stuff we brought back, so that's what I thought the difference was.
Okay, so,
So that's what that was about. It was basically a misunderstanding, but he wrote this really nasty letter and said I was incredibly rude and all this other stuff.
Do you, so I'm not trying to pick on you, Deb, but do you think it was professional to say, Pedro, good luck with that? Was that professional on your part?
It was me trying to get back to the regular situation. I wanted to talk about why he wasn't doing it
Okay,
when everybody else was. I could have used different words,
that's what I'm talking about.
but to say that this was really,
I mean, we gotta support each other. You gotta support him, he's gotta support you.
and you keep bringing him and I into, this does nothing to do with Pedro. This has
well,
absolutely.
yes, it
Well, you
does.
brought his name
Well, it
up.
does, because you brought his name into it.
It's like you're,
He brought his name into it, and I'm like, why, I didn't understand why he brought his name into it.
well, he brought his name because he's the chief,
Um,
so, and he was asking, he
needed
was
to
saying
send
that
the email.
he needed,
send the
he
email,
need, the
that's
chief
fine.
needed to send the email, that's why he mentioned Pedro's name.
But when he mentioned Pedro's name, was it in that he was downing him? Or he just said he needed to send him an email on that?
He said he needed to send an email,
Right.
and I'm like,
But,
why did you?
but then
why
when
did
you, but when
go ahead
you
and-
said this, it was kind of snide.
I was upset with Travis, I was not upset with Pedro, and he made it sound like this was about Pedro, and it wasn't.
Well, no, and it's more, it's about Travis. I mean, because he's saying that you were rude and all that. So yes, it is about Travis. You know, but the only thing that came up about Pedro was sending the email. And then when you brought up, good luck with that.
You made it
No.
sound like Pedro doesn't do his job, so
No,
good luck,
Because I was
good luck with
going
getting
to-
Pedro to send you that email, cause you ain't gonna see it. That's the
That's what that
attitude that
was.
came
no,
out.
my thing with it was, I didn't believe that he was doing, I thought he was doing it on purpose, so I went to the sheriff's department, I had to go figure this all out. And before I could even get a chance to figure it all out, I got dumped on, so,
And why did you go to the sheriff's office and not just ask me?
because the sheriff's office is the one that's doing it.
But
The-
I
the
could've
one that
answered-
was saying-
but I could have answered that question for you, instead of going to the sheriff.
yeah, it's more of a police department matter. I mean, if he had someone come and ask if they could give him money for their water bill, he would
he wouldn't take it. He would say, no, you need to go talk to Deb.
I had, good example, I had that today. I had somebody call the police department and wanted to pay the bill. I'm like, I'll bring you a clerk to help you with that. And I brought Lupita to my office and she took care of it.
Were you in the
I don't know.
office? You weren't in the office.
No, he was in his office, he brought Lapita to his
No.
office.
I brought you down in this
Well, we,
hall.
and we transferred it to my mom. I don't know why she got TV to pay the bills.
Because I don't know nothing about the office, so I get people that know about the office. I don't get them.
And I was just verifying because I was asking the sheriff's department if, why he was not doing that, because the sheriff's department has always let us do it before. I was trying to find out why the sheriff's department was not allowing it anymore. So why would I ask Pedro why the sheriff's department isn't doing something? Because the sheriff's department.
But that's precisely the point. Why aren't you having that discussion with the police department? You should have taken the first steps into reaching out to our department, to our chief. And then if you didn't get answers, I could see you then wanting to reach out. But even then, that's still not your department. He should have taken it from there.
When they're calling our department.
No, well,
But that's when you need to
tell them.
transfer them to Pedro, or you need to call Pedro directly on his cell phone and give him their information so that he can return the call to
When they're
them.
calling our office to make a payment for
They don't know
a
they're
VIN
calling your
inspection?
office. They don't know they're calling your office.
Yeah, they do. They're coming in. The guy came in the first time and then he had somebody call back.
Okay,
that's
but,
going better
but the
English.
whole thing with that is, it's like, it's called stay in your lane. You take care of this office, he takes care of that office. You're not gonna do the van inspection. Okay, you don't know if he can do the van inspection, so don't take any money for it until he talks to Pedro. I mean, it's really an easy fix. You know, you don't take care of everything. Let the police department take care of their own department. And the VIN inspection has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the police department.
They come in and pay the money.
Okay, they're
And
gonna
they're
pay
asking where
money,
to get
but
the
they're
VIN
not,
inspections.
and so then ship them off to Pedro.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's called do your job and let him do his job.
Okay.
So, I mean, and it'll just make things easier.
And if they need to pay for a VIN inspection, then Pedro can bring it back and say, okay, hey, here's the deal. They're paying for a VIN inspection, I'm going to do it, here we are. If not, Pedro can say, no, you need to go to the sheriff's department and ship them off to the sheriff's department. But then they can say, well, Pedro, in Log Lake Village, Pedro, the police chief, sent me here to be able to do this. So then the people, so then the people in the lobby have something to say, they can go to the sheriff's department and say, Pedro sent me here to have this done.
Okay.
So then it's off of you guys' back, if Pedro can do his job, the sheriff's department can do their job, and there's no bitching and whining in between.
So I'll start forwarding the calls to Pedro.
No, just take their information and send it to Pedro, and then he can call them.
He can call them.
You
or
can
get
even
a
send
hold
it
of
in an email. You check your email, right?
24/7, even my.
Send him an email if
them.
you don't want to talk to him. And that's guys, and that's exactly why we're having this, because this isn't the first time.
This is exciting.
This is already, I've lost count of how many times we have to bring in the office with the police department because we cannot be civil with each other. I don't care if you guys like each other, if you can eat lunch together or anything. You're hired to do your jobs, not to be friends. But you do have to be civil with each other and you have to be professional with each other. And it's ridiculous that you avoid each other so much, and that's what's harming us more than anything.
Well, don't look
You
at
know,
me because I'm not the one doing
I'm
it.
looking back and
It's
forth.
both
I'm
of
looking
you,
back
yeah.
and forth.
I tell my husband all the time, I don't have to like him, I gotta tolerate him.
So,
Especially when it comes to-
No.
I'm not rude to him. I talk to him when I need to be talking to him. He's the one that avoids me, goes to the PETA, takes her to. his
Okay, I'm just
office.
gonna tell you both, you both can be very, very rude. And
Mhm.
when you guys are in your rude moments and you clash, you know, just get freaking along.
I don't even talk to her.
I know,
Why
that's
do I
the
have to get
problem.
along with her
That's
for?
the problem.
problem.
That
Why
is
do I
the
need to talk
problem.
to her?
That is the problem.
That is the
You guys
problem.
need to work together. You can totally hate each other, but you gotta work together.
And you gotta talk to her because she's
No,
the
it's
office
not a
manager.
whatever,
She's the
Pedro, it's you
office
gotta do
manager,
this.
not Lupita. And Lupita, when you talk to Lupita, Lupita goes, she has to get permission from Deb because Deb is the office manager.
Okay, well, the first one that's in the window, it's Lupita, so that's why I talk to Lupita. I don't go to the office. I don't need to go to the office. I have no interest in going to the office.
If you don't wanna talk to Deb face to face, you can always email her, like Naomi said, or pick up the phone. Call her extension and ask her what you're gonna ask her. You can make faces at her through your phone. She's not gonna see them anyway.
I'm gonna make faces. This is something.
Yes, you do.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
You have been sitting there the whole time
Yep.
making faces.
Yeah, because it's all bullshit. This is high school
No.
shit.
No,
This is fucking high school shit.
I think.
We're
everybody
being recorded and
understands.
we need to watch our work.
Everybody
Our
understands.
language, please.
We just need to work together. I said, I don't want you guys to be best friends. I just want you to get along long enough to work together.
8 to 5. That's it.
That's it.
So Deb knows to stay in her lane. If you have questions, if somebody, calls, then you need to send them an email or a phone call. But that's not for you to go out of your way to find the answer. Especially when it comes to the sheriff's office or Fort Morgan Police Department, because then we're looking bad because it should be coming from our chief, not
Yes.
from our clerk's office.
You have a lot.
And we
on your
already
plate
have-
anyways.
And yes,
You know, I mean,
But if
And-
somebody what if
and-
somebody comes to her, let's say she does her job, sends everything to him. Let's say somebody comes to her and says, I got nowhere with Pedro. We left a voicemail.
well, he's not the
whatever.
only one who's
Well,
working.
yeah, I know,
Sometimes
but
it,
I mean,
you give them my phone number then.
okay,
I'm the police
well, tell
department
her,
liaison,
yeah,
so,
okay,
and then I will address it.
all right, okay,
Okay,
that works.
okay.
does anybody, were you the only other employee here? Did you have anything?
The other thing I guess I could say is the phone call, like, the solution was to just tell him, thank you, I'll let him know.
Yeah,
That was it.
that would have
It
been a
didn't
really
have
good
to-
response.
All he was asking for was an email. That's it.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything else, so.
Yes.
I didn't think it was Pedro's fault.
I think sometimes Debs, you probably, it's not that you're trying, I just think you get defensive right away. And I can understand, but at the same time, you have to, in your position, you have to know when to,
Be
the
politically correct.
the fewer words, and
Okay.
just leave it at that.
Hey, Deb, just like I do, I know because I do the same thing for the same reason in my past too. You just gotta take a deep breath, you've gotta step back and realize that, okay, this person isn't coming at you. That you have to, and I do it a lot too. I get hysterical, I go on the defensive right off the bat for the same reason you do. You just have to step back, you have to take a deep breath and realize that that person isn't coming at you and that you might be sounding a little forward to them. That you might be sounding different to them, and I do it too, and I'm thinking, and I do it, and I think, and I'm going, I probably sounded really bad, and that's not really the way I meant that. And it could be that they're hearing you and you're just sounding, coming off like that to them because you are automatically on the defensive. So you just like that, just take a deep breath, step back, and go, okay, he's not coming at me, this is just the situation.
Is there anything else before we move on to, the rest of the agenda?
Pedro does have body cam footage, pulled up in his office of the situation, that Harold Schreiner. If anybody wants to watch that.
I do. Cause
You wanna
that's
do that
not
now,
the
or-
story.
We can
I
do
got.
that right now.
Okay, all right.
So,
Everybody comes to mama.
Okay.
Are we all going to watch it?
If you don't have to.
Okay. I don't know this Harold person, but isn't he, I don't know, I've heard things about him, isn't he kind of nice? That's, I can, she talked about him, and he seems like he's kind of a nice person, so. Was he just having a bad day?
I stay open, and then text you, I never get it. Like, you give it, if he said, give it, I think you know me, just say, okay. And if you're, I think it's being racist, or that he just, didn't want us to, and that's on him. Those were the two thoughts, because if, the second guy's looking, actually, was very, butchered in so much, and so I thought he was the one of the two, and I thought I was trying to protect our town person, that's what I was trying to do, and I didn't think anything to Pedro, didn't really. I thought he was just saying how Pedro sent him in, just, why is everybody else doing things certified then inspections for us, but when it comes to Travis, he was refused. So I thought it was one of those two things. But I'm not breaking braces.
You gotta just take a deep breath in. And, and just shuffle it off. It's somebody else's responsibility, and it's not yours anymore.
Yeah.
But I do that a lot too, and I sound just like that sometimes, because it's like I have this feeling that they're coming at me, and like I said, I jump on the defensive for the exact same reason you do. It's our past, it's not something we can ever get over, it's not something that's gonna ever go away, and Buck is amazing because he just deals with me. But I've done it to him too. And I've been married to that man for 36 years. And still, 5-year-old baby is what he is. Shoes. Okay, so I bought these shoes the other day and they had a sticker in them. Oh, they're just slippy shoes. And they had a sticker in them. So when I peel the sticker up, the sticker is still on the bottom of it, so I keep sticking my heel.
Dan? Dan?
Yeah.
Check your phone. Hey, Dad. No, I'm in a meeting right now. Is everything okay? Okay. Okay, I'll call you when I get done. Love you. Love you too.
He's the only one that can bring to the whole block. Out of everybody that lives in that house. You don't call, you don't have to answer, anybody else call. He's the only one. You know, the only one that can- that's it. And they sound like they're both- There's one thing now, that you must have got, it's just so close and I know that tear my ass. I can tell you the opposite of what happened. I'm not gonna let it go.
Where's, is that it?
That's all I got. I don't have anything.
Did you guys have anything else to say?
I just wanted to make a comment just because that break was a little bit long and it was kind of unclear for if anyone's, I don't know if anyone's watching, but can you guys just like reaffirm that you didn't just make some decision out in the hallway or discuss anything? Like it was,
No.
No, we were keeping Josie on her feet.
I just wanted that to be clear for everybody. So thank you.
So we reviewed a video cam footage of
The incident happened.
it was not really an altercation or an incident. It was there was a complaint made in regards to conduct. We all reviewed the body cam footage. So does anybody have any thoughts on that as far as? I mean, did he conduct himself appropriately?
Yes.
Pedro?
I would say yes, I would just suggest more on the verbiage. Because people get very offended if we are not politically correct. So, you know, watch cursing. I know that could be difficult, but I can relate,
I
but
think,
at the
I
same,
think Harold was thinking that he was the victim and that you pretty much made him out as the villain.
Because he was wrong.
Well, he
And I
was
think if
wrong, but you
cover everybody-
can't,
Everybody else, you covering everybody else's ass. 'Cause
Uh,
they cover you.
But we still.
no,
need
I'm
to
not
let them-
covering anybody's ass because. it
hey,
comes
can
from-
we watch our language, please?
Sorry.
Thank you.
But I'm not covering anybody. When I get complaints and when I get things, what do you want me to do with that? Pedro, what do you want me to go, oh, Pedro is the best cop ever and you're all definitely wrong?
I have something I'm going to butt in there because a lot of people do come to the liquor store to complain. And I have always advised that if somebody has a complaint, that we stop them right away and before even listening to them. And that's harder, it's easier said than done. I realize that. But there has to come a point where we direct them back over here to the office to write that. Because if not, then it's just, it puts you in that position, and I get that, you know, that it's a he say, she say thing. When we should be hearing it from them, whether it's, you know, them being here physically or through complaints. That's why I'm here to read the complaints when they submit them. But I think that would alleviate a lot because you're not the police department. You're not the clerk. You're not the whole town. We're all a piece
Oh,
of the town.
I definitely understand that. But when I get stuff sent to me, no, not to say anything bad about Pedro, but you know, sometimes Pedro's got a bad attitude. And everybody else has heard him, you know, when we tell him to do something, I'm not gonna do that. You know, so it's like, so when I hear other people come in the store and go, God, your cop is an asshole. I said, I don't know what you want me to do about that. No, it's not like he's 15 years old and I can ground him.
Yeah.
No, and I will tell people, you need to go to the office, you need to fill out a complaint. 99% of the time I get, well, they're not gonna do anything about it.
But
So
we don't,
then
but then we have.
Wait a minute. Then we have this little meeting here and it's like, okay. We get the complaints about Pedro, we got the complaints about Deb. And it's like, well, we've already addressed that with them, so now it's just all good.
And then next month we'll get some more,
And then next month we'll get some more.
about the same people.
So like I said, those are my expectations. My expectations is for you to watch how you speak because, and you do have a voice and it carries. So that's where, you know, you have to be very, watchful of how we're approaching, just so that, because you don't want, like, in this case, someone should have reported it. He thought he was the victim. We're not supposed to be portraying them in any way. We're just supposed to go and speak to them, take the report, figure out what's going on. But in the end, you've worked hard enough to build your report here in the community, and a good one. But I feel like it's gone away from what it was initially. You know, there's a few that, oh, think highly of you, but there's a lot more that aren't happy with not just you, the police department. They're not happy with me. And I think we need to figure out what we can do. You know, we only have Alec right now as code enforcement, but you guys as my police department should be helping out your fellow code enforcement / cadet and trying to enforce some of those ordinances, being that you know that he's going through the academy right now and it can only get out once, you know, one time a week. So that's where I would like to see more improvement with you guys, is taking on some of the code enforcement part of it. Until, you know, we're gonna revisit it again in the beginning of the year and see if there's somebody. I don't think that we need to hire somebody. I think that with you guys that we should be able to keep it under control. The weeds are bad. I agree with them. But I don't think, there are a few eyesores, but I don't think that the town is a disaster the way that they portrayed it. I think we're still a lot better than how it was many, many, many years ago, you know. So, but I think that because of we've had so much turnover with code enforcement, but like I said, that's what my police officers are for too. You guys are supposed to help assist in that, so I'm calling you on you guys to bring that up for us, you know. We need to continue to take as much pride in our community um and part of that is being able to work together, you know. We've clashed and there's times where we still clash, but in the end, I mean, I'm still able to talk to you, I'm still able to look at you, you know. As long as you're respectful to me, I'm respectful to you, so and that's how it needs to be for everybody. But like I said, and the same, that you both have the same problem, is you're not seeing how, who it is that you're speaking to is intercepting what's coming out of your guys' mouth. So, that's all that I have to say. Anybody else? No?
I do agree with Yumi on the part of, the verbiage. I mean, that's coming from a person who used to swear all the time. And I've cut down a lot on that when I started working at the family center. I worked with people and I didn't want to come off as, you know, and there is still a lot of people out there that are very religious people. I mean, and get offended at the word with S or, you know, whatever, you know, it has a lot to do with how you speak.
You speak and are approaching.
Yeah,
So.
how you approach somebody.
Angie? Nothing? No more employee matters? No? Okay. We can go on to line item 2. Mike is not here. But we did have breakage of the release valves on the station, so we need to, he's already looked, and this is how much they're gonna cost, so line item 2 is to approve, disapprove 2 air release valves from Canyon Systems for lift station in the amount of $1,939, and they are stainless steel, so they should last a lot longer than the ones that we have.
Motion to approve 2 air release valves from Canyon Systems for lift station for $1,939.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Henry,
Yes.
Relly,
Yes.
Melissa,
Yes.
Josie,
Yes.
Robin,
Yes,
Angie.
Yes.
and you have to remember, these have not been changed out. They were new, 10, almost 11 years ago.
Dang, most of these last for a long
Yeah,
time.
they did.
Line item 3, approve, disapprove the Golden Stars donation to purchase a table for 8 people for $250.
I'll make a motion to approve the Golden Stars donation to purchase a table for 8 people for $250.
I'll second. Okay, do we have a list on who's going to go?
No, who would like to volunteer to go or who wants to go?
I don't even know what it is.
It's for the kids. They do a big live auction. They do a silent auction. They do the dinner. You spend lots of money.
There's a flyer in there.
Pretty much that's what it is.
Who would like to
Yeah, I've
go?
got the flyer, I just didn't know.
When is it? The 15th of November.
Time is it at? 6? Okay, see.
We get to spend the town's money.
No.
That's right.
They're gonna pay for your dinner, so you're happy to spend your own dinner.
I can't go.
I can go. November.
So Josie would like to go. Anybody else?
I'll go.
Robin,
I'll go.
Melissa? That's 3.
So me and Buck can go.
Are you taking Fred?
Oh, I can if you want.
Oh, that's up to you. Do you want to be seen in public with him?
I'll just sit by you.
Yeah, I can take Buck.
I can take it.
I'll make him put nice clothes on, he'll be good.
Do you want to go? Angie?
Okay, I will go.
Did you say you can't go? Okay, so that's 7. Josie, Fred, Melissa, me, Angie, Vern.
That's your 8.
No.
Yes, it is.
Josie, Fred, Melissa, Robin, Vern, Deli.
Oh,
Buck.
oh, that's 9 actually.
Angie's my date.
All right.
All right.
4, 6,
And what time?
8.
Right.
That's just 8.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
8.
where you guys are getting 9.
Because I counted wrong.
We know.
Okay,
That's
What
it.
time?
so those are the ones.
Naomi?
Doesn't say the time.
I thought we did roll call. We already approved it.
No, oh,
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, we approved.
Yeah, it doesn't say what time it is.
well, we made a motion, but nobody, we didn't.
No, they
vote.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she seconded.
Yeah,
I made the motion.
and
I-
Josie
And
second.
Jess
Yeah.
seconded.
And then you have to vote now. So Naomi?
Yes.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
Cajun? Oh, sorry. Josie?
Yes.
Robin?
Yes.
Angie?
Yes.
It doesn't say on this flyer what time it is.
I know, that's. what
I'll find out. I'll call Kate tomorrow.
Okay.
Line item 4, approve, disapprove a lease on a new copier printer for the clerk's office for $479.75 per month.
Okay. We need to talk about this. How long was our lease on our last one?
Did you read the email?
No, it's too small. I can't read that.
That's, okay. There's
I read
another two.
I read the email, but I still have questions and concerns.
Okay.
So it again reiterates what the old cost was, what the new
Mhm.
cost is, what the difference is. The biggest differences in the new product versus the old product. But it doesn't answer the question of the lease agreement with the current one. So does this start our lease agreement completely over?
Yes.
Okay,
There's
And-
no money that we have to pay. There's no money.
and again, like, did we come to a resolution on why we pay for the maintenance plan and it's not getting fixed?
That's my question.
It's 3 years, I'm sorry, I can't think of words. So, that was, anything could go wrong for 3 years. The 3 years has passed. And so now, if the machine is not under warranty any longer, he will come and repair it, the best he can, but it's not under warranty, we can't get a new one.
But didn't you just say that you just paid the warranty premium?
we paid a, repair agreement. And
Okay,
so,
are we getting that money back then?
no, because they'll still come and repair the new one, but it's not under warranty, so there's other things that are not under the warranty part of the machine.
Okay, hold on, let me get this. I think I know what you're trying to say. So we are paying a repair premium every month, meaning that he will come out as many times as we need him to repair that for that amount of money. We're not paying him every visit. We pay that amount of money, he comes out and he fixes it the best he can and stuff, and that covers the parts and him coming out and fixing it. But it does not cover a new machine. It's not it being in warranty. Okay, I understand what you're saying. I see what
Okay,
you're
so
trying to
if
say.
this was, okay, well, I don't understand it. So if this was under warranty before and you guys were having all these problems with it, why did he not come out and take care of this problem when you guys were having the problems?
He tried to come out and repair it every year when I said I had issues. Well, then I was through with using the copier on the 11 by 14, or 8.5 by 14. So I didn't know we were still having issues. I thought he fixed it. But then I started doing it again and it starts it up again. It's only when we do the 8.5 by 14, the legal size.
That's the only time I notice issues, when we do legal, we're like over eats, but like we hardly. I did a bunch of legals today because I updated our map, and it got jammed like 4 times, trying to just print off. 10 copies
Okay,
of
so-
legal.
So instead of doing this whole lease and repair, maintenance and all this that I'm seeing that does absolutely no good at all, why are we not just buying one out and not paying a lease on it?
Why don't you just check and find out what it would cost to just buy a new printer outright? To just buy one outright. You can
They're
check with
really
Canon.
expensive.
They're gonna be about $4,000 or $5,000. I can tell you that
But
right
we're still
now.
gonna be paying for a
But,
repair.
That's
yeah.
what we're, yeah.
A repair.
Not really, because
Agreement.
it'll be under warranty and
It
then
should
if
be
it's,
3 years.
well,
Well,
yeah.
yeah,
How long have we had this one for?
3 years,
3 years.
4 years.
Yeah,
Then Why are
they,
we paying
they only last about,
Exactly, why are we
Yeah.
paying that? I
we're
don't
wasting our
understand.
money.
yeah.
Because they just explained that when something does go wrong, he does come out and would
Fix
fix
And
it.
tries to fix
But if
it.
it's under warranty for 3 years, that warranty comes with the lease. We shouldn't be paying anything.
Mhm.
It's like when you buy a new car, 3 years, 36,000 miles.
Something goes
Factory
wrong,
fixes
you're
anything
taking.
and everything that goes wrong in that warranty period.
I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
cost you anything extra.
But we're out of the warranty period. That's what she said.
Yeah, that's why
Right
now we are.
Well,
we are.
how
they were
long have
hap-
you been having problems with
But they were
it?
having issues before.
Every year budget time.
It
And then he says he
overheats.
fixes it, and I think he fixed it because
It's the model
He's
or
run a
the
bunch of
stupid
new-
printer,
Okay,
How long have we been paying the
The-
repair premium?
repair premium.
I only know of it for 2 years. I don't know.
Well, we need to figure that out and figure out why we're still having problems with it. Maybe just look at buying one outright. Maybe check some prices with Canon, with Epson. Personally, I'm an Epson fan, but you know, it all just depends. You've got a bunch of them out there. Check with them and see what it costs us to just buy one
So
outright.
do we want to go ahead and table?
Yes.
Yeah,
Just one, this is unsolicited, not helpful probably. But I have clients that don't even have copiers or printers. I think they're a little advanced and not most of the world is there yet. Particularly for walk-ins and likely a lot of what you're dealing with. I'm just saying that to as something to think about of in 5 years, in 10 years, and 15 years, and if this purchase is related to some of those considerations, just take that into account.
Well, so far, what we have to do every year is we have to send out the test on our water, and it's on that big of a sheet so that we can fold it over in half, and,
But would it be more beneficial or more cost effective to outsource that at that time?
and it might be.
I mean, and then the printing that we do on a monthly basis, can it be done on your small laser jet printers or whatever you have at your
Do you guys
desk?
have laser gens at your
So the one
desk?
that's there
the big one,
works fine.
as long as you're not.
Until they try to do
The
the.
bigger
legal
stuff.
size on it.
I understand, but
But
are
this is only
are
once
we
a year.
producing enough copies every single month that we really need to have a big commercial size one?
Well, we're sending out 388 bills every month.
Plus
Yeah,
all of our
but what we're
paperwork.
saying is this something you could do on, like, say, my printer at the house?
Or could we outsource it every month?
And outsource the legal stuff once a year, like you said, on the bigger paper once a year, outsource that to somebody else.
Well, we could just keep the one we have and then.
If it'll
Our
do the
bills and
smaller
everything,
paper.
And then
file.
we source the other, I think that would be, We
The one we
have-
have, just like he said, like, we need to start digitalizing a lot
Yeah.
of this stuff, we really do, it's time, like it is,
Mhm.
everyone else does it already, so.
okay, so what do we want to do with line 4?
I say,
Disapprove it.
well, and table it to see about getting some quotes on purchasing
they
our
just-
own.
They
But-
just said that,
We can
Well,
use
then
the
we-
one we've
we-
got just
how
fine
much
as
do we
long
owe
as they
on
stick
this?
To this paper like this.
And outsource,
And
the ones
just
when we have
outsource the
legal-
bigger,
Okay, but we still have
bigger legal
we
paper.
still have a lease on this one.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, so we're still.
Wait, how long is the lease?
yeah, that's what I'm,
That's through 2028 or something like that.
Yeah, 28.
what?
So we've got another 3 years on the lease.
Oh, yeah, that's not too far away. I don't know why it
Yeah.
sounded more, it sounded really far.
Okay.
And I think it probably makes it, but I haven't seen the terms. There's probably a cancellation penalty if you try to do it early. But just, again, I'm not advocating for that. If I were you guys, I'd probably just keep what you've got till it expires. But just know that you've got kind of a bunch of options.
Right.
And
So
outsource.
I'll
I
make,
agree. I
I'll
think
make a
just keep what we
motion
got and-
to disapprove
it.
a lease on a new copier / printer for the clerk's office for $479.75 per month.
Second,
Roll call?
Naomi,
Yes.
Deli,
yes.
Melissa,
Yes.
Josie,
Yes.
Robin,
Yes.
Angie.
Yes.
Line item 5, approve, disapprove, RBE excavating invoice number 246 for $10,536. That was for the water main break over here on
Large
Oak
and
and Larch, yes.
I'll make a motion to approve RBE excavating invoice 246 for $10,536.
I'll second.
Naomi,
Yes.
Deli,
Yes.
Melissa,
Yes.
Josie,
Yes.
Robin,
Yes.
Angie. Yes.
Okay, line item 6, discuss board members' pay schedule. So I brought this up because I would prefer, and I have been, getting my checks after the work session. And then my other check on the following. I didn't see that there was an issue, but Deb did bring it to my attention that she came across some minutes way back that we had, apparently we had voted, the board at that time, that board members and the mayor wouldn't get paid until after the actual meeting, the town meeting. I looked on what had been uploaded and stuff. I didn't see anything. I seen that it was discussed. I couldn't find if there was an actual vote,
I
but
was told in July after I got on the board that I got paid after the town meeting from you and Robin, when I wanted my $150 ahead of time so that I could have pocket money. When I went down to Tennessee for the kids and you guys told me, well, you don't get your money until after the town meeting.
so, and
And I haven't asked since then, so.
okay, and Deb did mention that to me, but I honestly did not remember that.
And I don't remember that. I don't remember you asking.
It was after a meeting and I said, hey, can I get my check tomorrow? And you said, no, you get, paid after the town meeting next week. And I said, okay, and Robin, and you just agreed, you're like, yeah, you get paid after, and I had just been appointed on the board in March, so I'm like, oh, okay. You know, I didn't know it was a big thing, and
Well-
so I just.
Well,
went to
Ryan, I don't
Tennessee
care when you
without
get
it,
paid.
didn't worry about it.
Well, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'm the
I-
only one who gets a check. And everybody's has their own situation. And so, I mean, this the reason why I was asking is because obviously I needed it, not because of anything. So, if you guys are fine with it, that's why I wanted to discuss. Is it an issue to anybody if we do this one at the work session and then the other before, or, I mean, after the board meeting,
I have a
or?
question for you, Deb. Now, those of us that get it automatically deposited into our accounts, I know some bookkeeping and stuff, they charge you like per line. Does the bank do that? Like if you make a deposit this week and this week, are we gonna get, you know what I'm saying, on our accounting side of it? The lady that is our accountant, is she gonna charge us twice for that, or is it just one for the whole thing?
We don't pay because we have enough money in there that they don't charge us for.
No, I meant our accountant, you know, the one that keeps track of we do have a town accountant, right?
We have
No,
a audit.
auditor.
Okay, so that doesn't affect
It's
anything.
me.
Okay,
It's the town accountant.
okay, so yeah, the bank isn't charging us per transaction or a fee at the end of the month for any of this?
No,
And I really don't care one way or the other.
but if we do it for one, we should be doing it for all, or.
Well, yeah,
That's why I'm
she's
discussing,
saying
that's why I'm
this.
discussing it.
Yeah, and
I-
can I jump in here just real quick? I don't think you guys have strayed into anything bad, but I just am gonna try to close off some conversation that you guys probably shouldn't get into. So, there's not a ton of case law on this. Money matters to everyone, so I'm kind of giving you some generalized advice. Um, and this is kind of the flip side of it. I think we had a discussion earlier on about increasing pay or how do we change potential compensation. It's like, well, you can't do it midterm. You have to do it for future terms. I know we're not quite there yet, but some of this potential, like if you don't show up at an event and you don't get paid, is actually under the same law that you can't decrease pay. Anyways, that we're probably not there. But what I would say is no advances. That's not like prohibited by law, but you guys are not considered the same as kind of like an employee where there's a contractual right to anything. So the general premise is you have to do the work, aka come to the meeting, be at the meeting before you can get paid for it. Administratively, there is zero issue with whether you get paid 30 times a month or after the work session and after the regular meeting. That's probably more of just a logistics question for just what level of work does that take and resources does it eat up, slash, is that just the best way to get paid for people? I think that kind of hit my high points, but I'll jump in again if there's anything else that kind of raises red flags for me.
So if you go to the meeting and then you get your check after the meeting or get paid deposit, whatever, then that's considered doing the work and being paid for that work. So that wouldn't be crossing the line anywhere.
Correct. Yeah. All I would, and I don't want to tell you it's absolutely prohibited, but like, hey, I'm actually going to miss these next two meetings, but I'd love to get my check. I'm going on a vacation. Someone would view that as kind of like a zero interest loan and could complain. But I do think it is viewed kind of like you're entitled to your term's worth of money. This is how the case law says your term's worth of money, and it's not dependent on meetings by law. It can be dependent on meetings by policy. I know I'm kind of getting tricky, but like what you were, I know no one would really ask for that or want it, but that's kind of where my brain goes when I saw this agenda item. So
There is one rule or law or whatever, that we have, that if you don't make it to half the meeting, you only get paid for the half that you show up for. If you only make a quarter of the meeting, you only get paid for a quarter of the meeting.
Where's that at?
And I've had to take out money for
Mhm.
one or two people since I've been here, and they always had me take money out and say they couldn't get full pay for
When, I think,
something because they showed up late.
yeah,
we did change something in that. I do remember that, because we had discussed about that.
yep. What I would just say that's really tricky about this is technically, if that's not in an ordinance, and the ordinance isn't for future terms and not the current term, it's potentially, I'm not saying it is, I don't think it's ever really been litigated, but potentially that is illegal. Now, before I freak you guys all out, the illegality of that would really kind of only impact you as a board. Right. So like you guys could all agree right now, yeah, if I don't show up to a meeting, I shouldn't get paid for that meeting. Like that's fair. I so, you might have a legal right to then sue for back pay. I don't think that's like a really valid potentiality, but that's the like a citizen isn't going to come out of the woodwork and say you should pay that person for not being at the meeting. But technically, by the letter of the law, you cannot even decrease anyone's pay during their current term. We could pass an ordinance next meeting for the future. You can set a policy that you all agree to. I'm just telling you that legally, I think there's at least a risk that you cannot decrease anyone's right to their pay, even if you all agree to it. But again, the practicality of that is if you all agree to it, you all agree to it, and you're probably not going to sue. But I can't predict the future, and someone gets wronged or feels hurt and they decide to seek that back pay, they would probably have a claim for it.
So we can miss a meeting and still get paid for it?
Under your current ordinance, yes.
So why were you on the phone while you were down there sucking down margaritas on?
I know. I know.
That's not what we understood this whole time.
Well, let me also be clear. I mean, there are plenty of other penalties available. It's just not necessarily monetary that you can do midterm. Again, you could set for the future, if you miss a meeting, you don't get any pay. It's just you can't kind of do it.
That's what
Yeah.
we thought we
But
had.
if our ordinance or our policy is set that if you do not attend both meetings, you only get paid, you have to attend the meeting to get paid. And if that's how we have it set in the rules, then that's what applies, correct?
Good question.
That needs to be there because
We don't have that. That's what Naomi was trying to find, and she can't find any ordinance.
Yeah, what I would say is the only thing I can tell you with crystal clarity is that it needs to be an ordinance. Now, you're not going to write an ordinance that says that is as in-depth as your policy, so to speak, right? You don't want an ordinance to have like every potentiality under the sun, etc. But without it being an ordinance, what your compensation is, there's an argument that could be made that the policy that was changed was not reflected in the ordinance. Again, I don't think there's a whole lot of like risk there. There is some, and it's not an amazing amount of money, but you know, if someone was like, hey, you guys are changing the policy tonight, and 2 years ago during my term, I missed a meeting and I didn't get paid. Now I'm due that money. That is something they could potentially raise as an issue.
Did we not take a vote on that?
You did all this, and all of it could be a winning argument. I'm just telling you, it hasn't been litigated and it's not airtight. And there is a statute that says you cannot change compensation up or down. And we're kind of talking about the down part of it midterm. You can do it for future, right? That makes total sense. It's just the idea that someone, I mean, I think the whole point of the law is all of a sudden everyone turns against a board member for whatever reason and changes a policy so that they don't get paid. And they would be kind of, I don't think that's where you are. And again, if everyone's kind of in good spirits and an agreement that, hey, if you don't show up, like that's not really fair for you to get paid. That's great. And you can set a policy and live by it. And it likely never turns into anything bad, but just from where I sit, someone could bring a lawsuit for that back pay. Potentially. They might lose. They might spend more money trying to get that back pay than the back pay is worth. But I just didn't want to tell you, you can easily change it right now. You would need an ordinance to do it, and it would only be for the future term.
And Dan, just so you know, this last one was done by ordinance, but the previous ones were done by resolutions instead of ordinance.
Correct. Yep.
Well, I wish I'd have known that last year when I missed that one meeting and came to the 3 meetings before it. I thought, what do you mean you can't get paid? I said, I wasn't at the meeting, dear.
Okay, so what are we-
What's 3?
Well, you
So
guys
we're-
be asked that we pay you back pay,
I was, our budget meeting mixed up last year.
but then it would screw up the books because,
I'm not
You know,
worried about it, but you know what I'm saying, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand what he's saying, though, technically, we make whatever we make on this board all month long, whether we're here or not.
But we don't even get paid for our extra special meetings.
we,
Yeah.
don't- we don't
Yeah,
get paid
like
for that.
tonight.
Yeah,
That's the other part of it, right? Is you
Yeah.
don't show up to a work session. It's totally fair to say that's your expectation. That's what like, and if you don't do it, you're not meeting your duty. But you don't get extra pay when you have a special meeting. So I mean, it's kind of a tough.
paycheck, then you're on the board for the wrong reasons.
Exactly,
I think it would be counterproductive,
yeah.
you know, as far as what our job is here.
So it was just, like I said, discussion and clarification if anybody had an issue with it being us getting paid after the work session and
But I did want to be clear on that, and if I confused, I'm sorry, but like there is zero issue with if you only get paid once a month or whatever now, twice a month there's no issue. It just needs to be after.
but when it,
It need to be after the meet. It could be the 15th and the 30th, like just that you've done the work before you get paid. You don't get the check and then go to the meetings. So
okay, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, if you show up for a meeting and get paid after, it doesn't matter.
okay.
so
Well,
what do you guys want? Do you want 2 checks a month or do you want 1 check a month?
I'm good with 1 check.
I'm fine where I'm at too, it doesn't matter to me when we're.
I think you should just leave it where it's at, but if somebody wants a check,
well, I'm the one who wants to change it to that twice
Yeah,
a
but
month.
we all know about it, so if that's
Right.
what you're gonna do,
So-
we all
so
know
let
about
them
it, you
know, and then they
we're all
can just
okay
write-
with
Well,
it.
that's why they're both here, so that they
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not just me coming to them,
Yeah,
that you
it's
guys
not-
are all
we're not
aware
just-
of
we
it.
all know
I mean,
about
as
it,
long
you know it's
as-
a possibility.
and that presents no legal problems, just to be clear. That's just an administrative consideration.
want your check after each meeting or whatever,
Mhm.
then just come to them and
Okay.
tell them.
And that's basically why I wanted it on here, just for clarification, so that it was
Right.
across the
And
board.
then we all have the same ability, you know, if it comes up and one of us needs money after a meeting.
I'm
or
going to
whatever,
Vegas
we have
in
that
December.
ability too.
Can I get prepaid?
Does anybody have anything, does anybody have anything else so that we can adjourn? Because it's been a long night, so. No?
No,
Okay.
I'll
if
make
I-
a motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:14 PM.
Second.
Roll call?
Naomi,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Melissa,
Yes.
Josie,
Yes.
Robin,
Yes.
Angie.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a good
Thanks, Dan.
night. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah. How about that Broncos game, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, wasn't it?
It was, but I will say I had friends in town from New York